Blog Talk Radio.
Greetings in the name of the Most High, true and living God of creation, the one who intended every herb-bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree-yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. And this is the theme of our Hempisode today. Greetings, this is your host, Tyler Hemp, with HempAware Radio and HempAware.com. Today's Hempisode is entitled Hemp Seeds, Oil and Protein, Organic or Conventional. And what a wonderful opportunity it is for me to have a very special guest, Charles Holmes from the hemp company Conscious Planet and Hemp Co. Canada, and to dive deeper into the nutritional benefits of hemp seeds, how organic versus conventional hemp seeds differ in price as well as quality, and if it's important to know the distinction or how to make that choice. And we're also going to talk about some of the success principles that Charles uses on a daily basis to maintain a profitable and productive hemp company. He's been in this industry for more than 13 years, and I'm very excited to have him on the show today. Thank you so much for joining us, Charles. It's an honor and a privilege to have you again. I have it on mute here, just waiting for it to come online. Charles is such a kind and wonderful man. He's really doing some amazing things with Conscious Planet. Just waiting for the line to go live here for him to come on. If you haven't checked out ConsciousPlanet.com, please do. You'll find fabulous products for detoxification and products for helping the body to let go of the things that are not necessary and also nourish you in a powerful way. It's really exciting to have him on the show today. If we could just get the phone to go live here. Please bear with us. I'm actually just going to try. Charles, if you can hear me, try calling 949-690-4002 right now, and we'll see if we can get that to get going. The show's a quick show. We go very, very quick. It's only about a 30-minute show, but we try to cover as much as possible. If you have a hemp show, or not a hemp show, but a hemp company or a hemp show, and you'd like to be on HempAware Radio, share your success principles and what you've done to help integrate hemp into your life and the people around you and into the market, we'd love to hear what has been the principles that you've lived by and the benefits of whatever hemp products that you're currently using or currently bringing to the product. So I'm having some technical difficulties here. Sometimes the internet's not too good where we're at, but we're doing the best that we can from where we are with the resources available. Now let's see if we can get Charles live here. Now, let's see. We may have to start this show over. It seems that the internet's just not wanting to come through at the moment. So, Charles, if you can hear me, call 949-690-4002, and we can hopefully get you through on a three-way call. That might be a little more workable. Thank you so much for your patience, everyone. We appreciate your awareness and everything that you're doing to make choices to bring hemp into the world. If you go into a store today, ask them, hey, do you have any hemp products? Are you able to bring in hemp products? Here we go. Here comes Charles. Greetings, Charles. I think we got you live now.
Hi, Tyler. Sorry about that. What happened?
The internet, I think, just kind of messed up, so we lost the call. But now it's a direct phone line call, so we got you loud and clear. And
excellent. Great to be on board with you. Thank you.
Yeah, we're so honored to have you. Your experience and knowledge and awareness of nutrition, and obviously, hemp seed as nutrition, it's so essential for people to have access to. And I thank you for doing all the work that you're doing to bring it to the world. I just wanted to go over a few questions. The first one is, what are the top 3 most important principles that you live by to have a successful business?
Thank you, Tyler. Great question. Lots of different types of businesses out there, but being in the food business obviously forces us to look at things a little bit differently, especially with the level of food that's on the planet now. So one is obviously quality product. Second is, I would say, a critical factor of service, how you bring that product to people in a meaningful way and productive way. And last is, and amen for your intro, using business as a spiritual path. When all of a sudden you're not using money as just the bottom line all the time, and you don't say to people, well, it's just business. That means you can hurt people when you say that and you have an out. And we don't look at it that way in this business, and I certainly don't. And if we're going to have any sort of more humans on planet Earth in the next couple of decades, we're going to have to change the way we do business.
Absolutely. I really appreciate that. So using business as a spiritual path, what a concept. And most people fear business, or they fear, success, or they fear making money for, different things they've heard in their lifetime. So I love that you're bringing that into the world. What specifically, like on a daily basis, is there, certain strategies or certain principles other than, utilizing business as a spiritual path that you use for your success?
Well, the critical factor is do no harm. So that means if I'm lying to myself and others, or I'm trying to shortcut things to just make $1, I'm hurting myself and others all the time. So how else are we going to stop creating karma?
Do no harm. Beautiful. So everything you say, everything you think, everything you feel, every action you take is in alignment with that spiritual principle of do no harm. And you find that generates more business. It actually generates better relationships. Is that right?
More effortless for sure, and much more grace. Awesome. And the people that are trying to shortcut life and just trying to make a buck, they seem to get weeded out pretty quick.
Yeah, exactly. So my next question is, for the folks listening to this show who are wanting to get into the hemp industry, what are a few things they should know about this industry before getting started?
Well, it is a niche industry, but there's several things that I look at about business in general that are critical. First is you must have passion for what you're doing. If you really want to draw people to you and grow, this is where most companies fail, because they look at more of it from an accounting perspective or a management perspective and just simple marketing. It's not enough just because you got a good Facebook group. You have to be really passionate about what you're doing. You have to be lean right into this, and you gotta be ready for everything's going to come at you, because it's going to be full on. Second is some sort of purpose. I mean, if you don't have a purpose to your business now, you're going to get weeded out pretty quick with the way things are growing, and awareness is, growing at all levels. Consciousness is increasing all the time. So it has to be an ingredient in your success for sure. And hemp, the beautiful thing is it's easy to work with because it serves all that in so many different ways for humans. So there's no issue there. So just got to remind others of that information. That's the only problem we've had the last 15 years is trying to remind people that hemp is not a drug and it's so many other things, Mm-hmm. And last is you still have to, in order to be in business, you still have to have a profit. So you have to have sustainable growth and balanced budgets and all those things and be able to grow. If you don't line yourself up with all those other facets of business and distribution and, imaging and branding and all the marketing things you're going to be doing, you're going to cut yourself short. So you got to crunch the numbers.
Beautiful. So really it's a matter of having that purpose, that clarity of not just the bottom line. You're not just trying to make $1, but really what is it that is deep down inside of you that drives you? What are you passionate about? What is your purpose? What do you enjoy most to do on this earth? Are you a teacher? Are you an artist? Are you a musician? Are you an architect? Are you, car designer? Whatever it is that you're doing. Are you in the health and wellness industry? Somehow hemp can be integrated into your market or into your niche. And so, no matter what industry we get in, every industry and every market has its challenges. being in the hemp seed industry and hemp food industry, what are some of the biggest challenges you faced, and how were you able to overcome them?
The biggest thing for me, because I'm more of a AAA personality and Aries, I can tend to burn out because I'm over passionate. I'm over purposeful, and I was a little bit ahead of my time. So a lot of times I had to just be patient and just let things work out. One of the biggest things for me also was a challenge is government bureaucracy. I don't have a lot of patience for people who get paid by the hour and don't do their homework and don't care.
Mm-hmm. So how were you able to overcome those types of things, or how have you tried to overcome those things?
Well, the biggest thing is, again, if business is my spiritual path, I got to do my inner work. If I'm willing to be patient and compassionate with these people and realize they're just ignorant to what's going on, then I can help them through that. But I also got to do it in a way that's balanced, so I'm not giving up my entire life to try to educate these people and their ignorance. Sometimes you got to go around them.
Right. So it's a matter of being creative and, like you said, bringing the awareness or the education to these people that seem to be the roadblocks in our business path, but also our spiritual path. Because if our business is a spiritual path and these quote-unquote challenges or objections arise in the field, how we respond to them is what's most important. So it is definitely an inner job, and I really admire you for that and appreciate that. So what are the major distinctions? Now that we've talked about some of your success principles, let's get more into hemp seed as nutrition and how it differs. People are very concerned about organic these days, non-GMO, getting food, high-quality foods. What are the major distinctions between organic versus conventional hemp seed?
Organic, by definition, has no direct chemical sprays and has idealistic views on nutritional or nutrient supplementation in the soil. So their whole thing is to try to do everything by growing a crop, letting it go fallow, and putting more nutrients into the soil, and then the next year you plant a crop of something you're trying to do. The challenge is, with organic, is you have to spend a lot more time and energy working on that field to produce a crop. And we have things like chemtrails and oversprays now, and we're finding it's a big challenge trying to keep up with that. Conventional has direct herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, and treatment mentality. These people are just, it's like using antibiotics with health. That's how these people, with doctors, these people think the same way. They're trained to say, go and kill these bacteria and go and kill these bugs and go and kill these pesticides, these pests and things like that, and you'll be fine. Whereas, a healthy plant, a healthy body doesn't allow those things.
Which seems it seems in complete contradiction with the do no harm principle that we started off with.
Absolutely. So there is a happy medium. There's always a balance in there that we can find.
Interesting. So as far as conventional hemp seeds, would you say that most conventional hemp seeds are sprayed with these pesticides and herbicides and chemicals?
I would say no. I would say the industry is probably half and half certified organic and half conventional, or maybe 40% organic to conventional. So that tells me that there's a really good support for organic. The problem is the organic certification process, it does not test soil conditions, and it leaves a big challenge in costs and to keep things in this idealistic result that they're trying to get with organic foods. Because I've had lots of foods now that I've tested. I've got sprays and contaminants from their neighbors now, and we're just so riddled with it now. There's no such thing as 100% organic anymore. It just doesn't exist on planet Earth, in my opinion, unless you're going to some remote area.
Up in the Pyrenees Mountains of southern France or some Tibetan mountain or something, you might have fresh, clean soil. So would you say that go ahead.
Yeah, so if you can supplement your soil and supplement those plants with nutrients and build their immune system, they can detox and clear out that stuff on their own, right?
Exactly.
Just like our body does. Yeah.
So conventional hemp seeds or hemp seeds in general, do they, companies out there actually spraying hemp seeds or, the hemp crops as they're growing? Do you know of any, you don't have to say their names, but do you know of companies that are actually spraying conventional hemp seeds?
Well, in Canada, it's unlawful or it's illegal to do that. And at this point in time, I know there is some farmers are spraying weed killer at the time they plant their seedlings, plant the seeds for hemp, so they can try to get a full crop on that land instead of having weeds and things come up around it.
I see.
So they have less volunteers.
Interesting. Okay. And so, what part of the hemp industry? Now, going on to the next question, what part of the hemp industry would you say, or actually the hemp seed industry, we'll just focus on that particular niche, because obviously there's many things you can do with hemp seeds for nutrition. What would you say is the most lucrative part of the sales process, of the growth process? What aspect of the hemp seed market would be the most lucrative for someone to start looking into?
In my opinion, with that part of business, it's always sales. Sales and marketing drives everything. So it's always going to have the most opportunity, and it requires the most energy and people to get farmers to grow something or move any sort of a manufacturing industry to do something. It's always driven by consumers and sales.
So not necessarily the farmer is going to make the most money for his return, because he can only grow so much, but maybe being in the distribution aspect of helping bring these products or this hemp seed product to the market and really being in that sales position sounds like the most lucrative. And that's exciting. So what part, what are the nutritional benefits of hemp seeds can be made out of hemp seeds? Well, again, the amazing thing about hemp seeds, you can pretty much make anything out of it for food products, so everything from non-dairy to meatless items to, shakes and smoothies, baking goods, anything. It's such like you said earlier, it's such an essential nutrient-rich food with protein and fatty acids and minerals and fiber. There's nothing you can't do with it and put it into anything. What is the composition of hemp seed? I know it's really high in protein and essential fatty acids. What's the breakdown like compared to a slab of beef or fish or what most people are consuming? Yeah, good question. So in general, animal flesh is about 25% protein, and it's the rest of it's water or it's saturated fats. In hemp seed nut, after the shells are taken off, it's about 45% essential fatty acids, polyunsaturates, and about 30% protein. Wow. So even a nut is more protein than animal flesh. So when people ask about, how are you getting your protein, things like that, it's a moot point. Mm-hmm. It can't even be compared, really. Interesting. And I've heard you talk about there's so many benefits, obviously, to having essential fatty acids for our brain, for every cell in our body. The cell membrane requires those fats for nerve function. And obviously the amino acids are required for lean muscle, hair, skin, and bones, and to help remanufacture metabolic enzymes in the body to run clean and efficient. But I've heard you talk about some amino acid or something in hemp that's actually anti-parasitic. Is that true? It's high in arginine, yes. Wow. Well, it's high in a lot of important amino acids, but especially arginine. Interesting. Very neat. Yep. Well, I love hemp seeds. I use them on a daily basis, whether it's my smoothies or making coconut hemp seed yogurt and making dressings and soups and all kinds of amazing things. And hemp seeds really are a nutty, delicious flavor. Now, some people may have a concern, and I've heard this in different crowds, that hemp seeds may have a potential negative side effect. Have you ever heard of any type of negative side effect, like maybe people that have leaky gut syndrome or they have permeable, intestinal walls or sensitive, celiacs or anything like that? Have you heard of any type of condition where people might want to avoid hemp seeds, or is that not really something you've heard of? Well, if someone's healthy or some level of decent health, eating food like this is never going to challenge them. It's only going to improve what they're doing. If you're in a sickly state, for instance, the fiber that's from the shells that we have in protein powder, for instance, and someone might have a shake, that can be a very aggressive fiber. So if someone has IBS, for instance, they could get uncomfortable with this aggressive fiber going through their gut.
So ultimately, there is no negative effects of a healthy food like this. It's only the detox symptoms of someone who's not healthy.
Interesting. So what would be a way they could consume hemp seeds, or what form could they consume it in that wouldn't be harmful to them, or wouldn't be detoxifying them on a major way or irritating to the bowels?
I would say you're going to probably detoxify the most when you're eating the protein powders. Yeah, but it's hard to say. I mean, everybody's going to be different how they're going to be digesting stuff and reacting. But the bottom line is it's really rich in nutrients, so you're going to go into detox. Doesn't matter what happens. Your body naturally does that all the time at some level. It just depends what state your body's in, how much dirt it's got to throw out right now, and how much you're willing to rest.
Exactly, right. So maybe, not consuming a high hemp seed protein or raw hemp seeds. Maybe somebody could do something like cultured hemp seed milk, or just, regular hemp seed milk that might be a lot easier for the body to absorb and utilize.
Yeah, good point. Or just add, as a condiment, add the hemp nut onto your salads and other meals just to get your good fats in, some other decent digestible protein to help digest the rest of the food you're eating, because it's full of enzymes and activators to digest food, right, and build your immune system.
It is. I've actually heard that hemp seed has an amino acid called edestin or edestine or edestine, and edestine is actually where the word edible comes from. So when something has edestine in it, it actually allows for other foods to become more edible, in essence, more digestible. So I have heard that when we consume hemp seeds, because of that edestin amino acid, it allows for other foods to become more edible or digestible, which is a really great benefit to hemp seeds. And so specifically on the hemp seed niche, what would you say are some of the up-and-coming, potentials or I know we kind of already addressed this, but as far as like 2015 and 2016 coming up here, what would you, entrepreneurs, young, business entrepreneurs or people that are wanting to sort of shift into this eco-friendly, health-conscious movement and nutrition, what would you say are some good ideas for them to focus on? Like what niche? Is it hemp milk? Is it hemp seeds? Is it protein? Is it, baked goods? Or, what would you think is a good potential market to focus on?
Yeah, good call. I would say anything's going to bring it into more mainstream products for sure, especially meal replacements. We have to start replacing things like Boost and things like that are out there, and all these formulas for children, like you just mentioned. The seed is 2/3 edestin protein of the protein content, which is the highest quality protein for humans. It's almost exactly the same as our own blood plasma. So yeah, it does. It actually builds our digestive system and our immune system. It's necessary for so many other functions in our body. It's huge.
Wow.
So from food side, I'd just like to see more meal replacements. That would be huge for me. On the protein side, yeah. On the fiber side, excuse me. There's lots of things going on in construction materials and graphene and nanotechnology uses. I mean, there's a lot of neat things going on right now. And the beautiful thing too is the plant has the ability to give us a dual crop of fiber and food. So I just want to see that more come into play.
Absolutely, that's fabulous. So, what types of companies that are not currently using hemp could start to integrate hemp seeds, oil, or protein into their product lines?
I think the big question is who couldn't.
Absolutely. So, even if it's like Google or if it's Apple, they could start putting hemp seeds on their lunch menus, or any restaurant across the country could start integrating hemp seeds, like health food stores or juice bars. Anybody that's serving any type of food product can somehow integrate hemp seed, right?
Well, if it's such a perfect food for humans, why would we not be using it everywhere? It makes no sense not to be.
Exactly. Absolutely. So let's talk about, what makes hemp seed so amazing. I mean, obviously we don't want to just consume hemp seeds. It's good to get a variety of nutrients from other foods. But let's talk about, the comparison to flax or soy. Some other things that people are consuming mass quantities of. How does hemp seed compare to, soy or flax?
Yeah, no, good point. I think it's important people always have a balanced diet and just also figure out what that is at the highest level for functioning. Most people think balance is the four main food groups, and it's way more than that. And in comparing hemp seeds or hemp nut to flax or soy or other animal products, if we just did an animal flesh comparison, soybeans, flax seeds, chia seeds, every other element or every other food type out there, whatever it is, whether it's a legume or it's a grain, they're going to have some sort of aspect of what hemp has, and vice versa. Because everything's got amino acids, everything's got fatty acids, everything's got, whatever, carbs and minerals and
fiber.
It's just that hemp is very unique in having a lot of things we call essential that our body doesn't make well or doesn't make at all, and it's got to get it from our food chain. So it's just an important foundational food is what we call it.
That is fabulous. Well, we're just about over. We have about 4 minutes left, so I want to thank our listeners for tuning in once again to HempAware Radio. I have one more question for Charles, but I just want to mention if anybody else out there has a hemp company or they want to jump on HempAware Radio, give us a call at 805-410-HEMP, 805-410-4367. Let us know what your principles are, what your success principles are, and how you're integrating hemp into your companies. And if you want to get a hold of some hemp seeds, give us a call today. If you want to get some hemp seed oil, if you need hemp protein powder, give us a call today, 805-410-4367. I would love to help you get access to some of these high-quality, powerful, organic, and or conventional seeds, which actually Charles has done a wonderful certification called SAFE Certified. I'd love to tell you more about that. But before we end this show, Charles, what is one thing that people can start doing on a daily basis to raise awareness about hemp foods or hemp in general and make it more accessible and affordable to the world?
In my opinion, the most important thing is just eat it. You're going to get healthier. You're going to talk to more people. They're going to notice changes in your life. And the more that you buy, and the more that people around you buy, the more that the industry grows and less money is spent on GMO products from Monsanto.
That is awesome. So just essentially from the inside out, if we're consuming hemp seeds, we're going to be nourishing our brain. We're going to have more energy. We're going to just naturally feel inspired to want to share it with others. And I completely agree with you. So if you aren't consuming hemp seeds today, then go get yourself some hemp seeds. Give us a call. We'll send you a bag. Or go to your local health food store. There's always, sales going on. So check out hemp seeds or hemp seed oil. Put it on your salads. Get it in your soups and smoothies. And just start getting this stuff into your body. Today was an awesome show. It's an honor and a privilege to have Charles. He's really knowledgeable about hemp seeds. He's got a company called Conscious Planet. And if you go to consciousplanet.com/vital life, you can check out some of his amazing detox programs. He's always guiding people on how to cleanse and detoxify on a cellular level so that your body can absorb more nutrition. It can absorb these amino acids and high-quality foods that we're putting into our bodies. So once again, thank you so much. This is your host, Tyler Hemp, with HempAware Radio and HempAware.com. Charles, thanks again. I look forward to having you on the show again sometime in the future.
Thank you so much, Tyler. Looking forward to it. Take care.
All right. Much love. Blessings to everyone.
All right. Bye-bye.